Welcome to your personalized deep dive.
Oh, nice.
Today, we're going to be cracking open the books on Garware Hi-Tech Films Limited,
All right.
GHFL for short,
Okay.
and their Q2 2024 results.
Sounds good.
So imagine you're prepping for a big meeting about this company. We're not just looking at the numbers, we're uncovering the story they tell.
Yeah.
What's driving GHFL's success, and what can we learn from their strategies?
Well, what's really fascinating about GHFL is that they're not just any film company. They are a global leader in specialty films, ranked among the top 3 brands in both the US and Europe.
Wow.
Yeah. They make everything from, those solar control films you see on windows?
Right.
To the paint protection films that keep luxury cars looking brand new. They even produce those shrink wraps you see on products, which fall under their Industrial Product Division, or IPD.
Okay, top 3 globally.
Yeah.
That's impressive. But what makes them stand out in such a competitive market?
Well, one key factor is their vertical integration. They control every step of the process, from the raw materials, polyester chips, all the way to the finished film product. So this level of control allows them to maintain those high-quality standards and adapt quickly to customer needs.
So they're not just relying on outside suppliers, they're managing the entire production chain. That's a big deal, right?
Absolutely it is.
Does this tie into what they call manufacturing excellence?
It absolutely does. Manufacturing excellence is one of their core strategic pillars, and vertical integration is a major part of that. It gives them an edge in terms of quality control and flexibility. They also have what's called fungible capacity. So think of it like, imagine a car factory that can easily switch from making sedans to SUVs,
Right.
depending on what's selling best.
Okay.
GHFL's production lines are designed for similar adaptability, allowing them to shift production based on market demand.
So they're not stuck making one type of film if the market shifts. That makes them much more resilient. And speaking of resilience, let's talk about their Q2 2024 results. They're pretty impressive. I was reading that their revenue soared to 620.6 crore rupees, a whopping 56.3% increase year on year.
Yeah, it's remarkable growth. And even more impressive is their profit after tax, what we call pay, which reached 104.3 crore rupees. That's a phenomenal 127.1% increase compared to the same period last year.
Okay, those are some seriously big numbers. What's fueling this kind of growth? Are certain product lines leading the charge?
Well, all of their segments are doing well, but their solar control films, or SCF, and paint protection films, or PPF, are really driving this surge. So think of those SCFs on skyscrapers, keeping them cool and energy efficient. And the PPFs protecting those high-end vehicles, they're tapping into that premium market, where quality and performance are key.
So not just any film, but the best film. It sounds like they're really focusing on value-added products, the kind that command higher prices. Does this fall under their customer-centric growth strategy?
It certainly does. They're not trying to compete on price alone. They're offering high-quality, innovative solutions that customers are willing to pay a premium for. They also have a growing distribution network, reaching more customers globally than ever before. And they've created a clever way to connect directly with customers through their Garware Application Studios, or GAS.
Garware Application Studios. Tell me more about those. What are they like?
Imagine a showroom dedicated to specialty films. Customers can go to a GIS location, experience Garware's products firsthand, and get expert advice on installation. So it's a brilliant way to control that application process and ensure customer satisfaction, especially when dealing with these premium products.
Like a boutique experience for high-tech films.
Yeah.
Very smart. Okay, so let's break down each of those key segments a little further. What's happening in the SCF world that's particularly interesting?
Well, there's a lot of untapped potential in the Indian market for SCF, especially for safety glazing films, the kind that strengthen glass and prevent shattering. Garware is well-positioned to capitalize on this. They've also launched exciting new products like the Spectra Pro and DecoVista series, each addressing specific customer needs.
I'm curious about those new series. What makes the Spectra Pro and DecoVista films so unique? What problems do they solve for customers?
Well, the Spectra Pro series focuses on performance and clarity. Imagine a window film that blocks heat and UV rays, but is so clear you barely notice it's there. That's Spectra Pro. DecoVista, on the other hand, is all about aesthetics and customization. Think of decorative window films, patterns, and even frosted glass effects. DecoVista lets customers personalize their spaces while enjoying the benefits of solar control.
So Spectra Pro is all about performance, while DecoVista adds that touch of style. Now let's shift gears to the PPF segment. This is where that luxury car detail comes in, right?
Exactly. Paint protection film is becoming increasingly popular, especially for high-end vehicles, and you can understand why. People who invest in luxury cars want to protect their investment. And PPF provides that extra layer of defense against scratches, rock chips, even bird
It's
droppings.
like an invisible shield for your car. Makes sense. And I read that Garware's board recently approved a new PPF production line. Is that a sign of their confidence in this market?
Absolutely. They see significant growth potential for PPF, particularly in India, where the penetration is still quite low, so this new production line will help them meet that rising demand.
It sounds like they're really thinking ahead. Now, we've talked about SEF and PPF, but what about their industrial product division? It sounds a bit less flashy than predicting luxury cars. What's the story there?
It might be less glamorous, but their IPD is a crucial part of their success. They provide innovative film solutions for a wide range of industries. One example is the shrink film market, which is experiencing rapid growth, particularly in India.
Shrink film. Is that the same stuff they use to wrap pallets of goods?
That's right. Think of all the products you see on store shelves. Many of them were shipped and protected using shrink film. And here's where it gets interesting. India is becoming a major player in this market, and there's a growing demand for eco-friendly options. Garware is ahead of the curve, incorporating recycled materials into their shrink films. In fact, they were the first company in India to switch from traditional PVC shrink film to a recyclable alternative called PTG.
So they're not just riding the wave, they're helping to shape a more sustainable future for the entire industry. Impressive.
Exactly. They're capitalizing on market trends while promoting responsible practices. And this focus on sustainability is actually another one of their strategic pillars.
Now, that's what I call walking the walk.
Hmm.
Okay, so we've talked about their products, their growth, their customer-centric approach, and their focus on sustainability. It sounds like GHFL has a pretty solid foundation for success. But let's zoom out for a moment and look at the bigger picture. What are the key strategies behind their achievements?
That's a great question. We've already touched on a few of their key strategic pillars: manufacturing excellence, customer-centric growth, and their commitment to sustainability. But there's one more we haven't discussed yet, and that's their focus on fostering sustainable annual financial performance.
Sustainable annual financial performance. That sounds important, but a little complex. What does it mean in practical terms? What are they actually doing?
Essentially, it means they're focused on achieving consistent and profitable growth year after year. They have an impressive track record of strong revenue and profit growth, a healthy commitment to paying dividends to their shareholders, and a rock-solid financial position with zero debt and strong cash flow. So they're playing the long game, building a business that can thrive for years to come.
So it's not just about making a quick buck. It's about building a sustainable business for the future. And that makes a lot of sense, especially when you consider their commitment to environmental sustainability. These things seem to go hand in hand. But tell me more about their sustainability initiatives. What are they doing that's so noteworthy?
Well, one of their flagship initiatives is their zero liquid discharge policy.
Zero liquid discharge. It sounds ambitious.
It is.
Can you break that down for me?
Sure.
What does it actually mean?
It means they've engineered a system to treat and reuse 100% of the wastewater generated during their manufacturing processes.
Oh.
So think of it like a closed loop, where every drop of water is carefully managed and recycled.
Okay.
The result, absolutely no industrial effluent is released into the environment.
That's a huge commitment. It must require some serious technology and investment.
It absolutely does. But for Garware, it's not just about compliance. It's a reflection of their core values. They see sustainability as an integral part of their business, not an afterthought. And this commitment extends to their materials as well. Remember those shrink films we discussed earlier?
Yeah.
They now contain 30% post-consumer recycled content, also known as PCR content. So essentially, they're taking existing plastic waste and giving it a new life, reducing their reliance on virgin material.
So they're closing the loop on plastic waste, which is a huge win for the environment. It sounds like they're really taking a holistic approach to sustainability, thinking about the entire life cycle of their products.
Precisely. And their efforts go beyond just materials and water. They're also focused on conserving energy. They've expanded their greenbelt areas, implemented rainwater harvesting systems to reduce their reliance on municipal water, and even switched from furnace oil to LPG in their boilers to lower their emissions.
Okay, they're not just dipping their toes in the sustainability pool, they're diving head first. It sounds like they're setting a new standard for the entire manufacturing industry.
I think they are. What's even more remarkable is that their sustainability initiatives aren't just a PR stunt. They're deeply committed to these practices, believing that they're essential to their long-term success.
It's refreshing to see a company that walks the walk instead of just talking the talk. Now, we've covered a lot of ground here, from Garware's diverse product portfolio and impressive financial performance to their deep commitment to sustainability. But what does all of this mean for our listener? Why should they care about Garware Hi-Tech Films?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think Garware's story offers valuable lessons. For anyone interested in business innovation and sustainability, they demonstrate that a company can be both profitable and environmentally responsible. It's not an either-or proposition. They've successfully woven sustainability into their core business strategy.
And that strategy is clearly working. They're outperforming their competitors and setting a new bar for the industry. But it's not just about the numbers, is it?
Absolutely not. It's about having a vision for the future. Garway isn't afraid to invest in innovation, embrace new technologies, and challenge the status quo. Remember their bold move to shift from commodity products to value-added specialties?
Right.
That was a calculated risk that has paid off handsomely.
Right. They recognize the need to differentiate themselves and offer something truly unique and valuable to their customers, and they haven't been afraid to make tough choices to achieve that.
Exactly. They understood that competing solely on price was a race to the bottom. They had to carve out their own niche and create a brand that stood for quality, performance, and innovation.
So to recap for our listener, Garware Hi-Tech Films is a company to watch. They're a shining example of how innovation, strategic thinking, and a commitment to sustainability can be a powerful recipe for success.
I couldn't agree more. They're leading by example, showing the world that business can be a force for good, and their story is both inspiring and instructive.
It's a reminder that we don't have to choose between profits and the planet. We can achieve both. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listener with a thought-provoking question to ponder, something that might spark their curiosity and encourage them to explore this topic further.
I like where this is going.
Well, we've focused on Garware's success in mature markets like the US and Europe, where they've established themselves as a premium brand. But what about emerging markets? Markets where price sensitivity is often a major factor.
That's an excellent question. Emerging markets present a unique set of challenges and opportunities. Consumer preferences may differ, and the competitive landscape can be quite different.
Exactly. So how might Garware's premium product strategy need to adapt in these markets? Will they have to modify their approach to pricing and product positioning? Or can they leverage their strong brand reputation and commitment to quality to command a premium price, even in these price-sensitive markets?
That's a fascinating question, and it's something for our listener to consider as they continue their exploration of Garware and the specialty films industry.
Perhaps they'll even conduct their own deep dive into Garware strategies for emerging markets. Who knows, they might uncover some insights that we've missed.
There's always more to learn, and I'm sure our listener will discover new perspectives and insights as they delve deeper into this fascinating company.
Speaking of new perspectives, Garware's commitment to sustainability is quite impressive. Do you think they could become a model for other manufacturers, not just in India, but globally? Could they inspire a wave of sustainability-focused innovation across different industries?
That's a really intriguing thought. It challenges the assumption that sustainability is a luxury reserved for established companies. What if smaller businesses, even startups, could embed sustainability into their DNA from the very beginning?
It's an exciting possibility. Imagine a world where sustainable practices are the norm, not the exception.
It would be a game changer. A world where every business, regardless of size or industry, prioritizes both profit and planet. Garware's story suggests it's possible.
And they're proving that sustainability doesn't have to be a burden. It can actually be a driver of innovation and competitive advantage.
Precisely. When you think about it, resource efficiency, waste reduction, and the use of recycled materials, these are all smart business practices that can boost profitability while reducing environmental impact.
So it's not just about doing good. It's about doing well by doing good. Garware seems to have cracked the code. But what about the challenges they face? We've talked about their premium product strategy. But could that approach limit their growth in emerging markets where price sensitivity is higher? How do they balance their commitment to high quality with the need to be competitive in markets where affordability is key?
That's a great point. It raises an important question. Can they scale their success globally without compromising their core values? Will they need to adjust their product offerings, their pricing strategies, or even their marketing approach to cater to different markets with varying needs and expectations?
Those are crucial considerations for any company with global ambitions. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Yeah.
They'll need to be strategic and adaptable. But I have a feeling Garware is up to the challenge. They've demonstrated a remarkable ability to adapt and innovate.
I agree. They've consistently shown a willingness to evolve and stay ahead of the curve, and their strong financial foundation gives them the resources to invest in new technologies, explore new markets, and navigate the complexities of a rapidly changing global landscape.
It's been fascinating exploring the story of Garware Hi-Tech Films Limited. We've unpacked their impressive financial performance, their innovative product lines, their commitment to sustainability, and their strategic vision for the future. What's your biggest takeaway from this deep dive? What will you remember most about Garware?
For me, it's their unwavering commitment to both performance and principles. They're not just chasing profits, they're building a business that aligns with their values. They're proving that it's possible to be a leader in both industry and sustainability.
I think that's a powerful message, and it's a reminder that business can be a force for good in the world.
Absolutely. Garware's story is both inspiring and instructive. They're setting a high bar for others to follow.
Well said. I hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and given you a deeper understanding of Garware Hi-Tech Films. Perhaps you'll be inspired to do your own research, explore their website, or even delve into the fascinating world of specialty films.
There's a whole universe of innovation waiting to be discovered.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll be back soon with another fascinating company and another insightful exploration of the business world. Until then, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep exploring.